Good day everyone, so welcome again to RBSL free tutorial. So in today's lesson, we will learn how to install VirtualBox. So VirtualBox is a free and open source hypervisor virtualization machine developed by Oracle. So guys, VirtualBox is a cross-platform virtualization application that allows you to go and install multiple operating systems in your machine. So it extends the capabilities of your existing computer, guys. So some of the uses of VirtualBox is that it allows you to run multiple systems simultaneously. So it doesn't matter if you're using Windows operating system, OS X, or Linux. You can go and operate another operating system in your VirtualBox that we can call as guest operating systems. Okay, so it allows you for easier software installations. It can be used for testing and disaster recovery. So the good thing about this, especially if you're pen testing or you're entering into the penetration testing industry, this will be a good way for you to develop your laboratory from where you can test out your hacking skills. And if you get to break one of the machines that are installed in VirtualBox, that will be perfectly okay, because you can actually go and switch back to a previous snapshot of your operating system that you have installed in VirtualBox. I would compare snapshots, guys, to previous versions. If you're using Windows machines or Windows operating system, we have in our operating system a previous version or system restore, guys. So the good thing about VirtualBox, guys, if something goes wrong, and then, for example, you installed a software that infected the guest operating system, the operating system that you installed inside of your host machine. So again, when we say host machine, this can either be a Windows machine that you are running your computer with, an operating system that you're running as a main operating system. Let's say right now I am using a Windows 10 operating system. So if, for example, I installed a Linux or another Windows machine as a guest operating system in my VirtualBox and it got infected with a virus, you can easily go and switch back to a previous snapshot so that you would be avoiding the need for frequent backups and restores. Okay, guys? So it's quite easy for you to go back to a certain state of your virtual machine. So guys, when we say host operating system, that is pertaining to your main machine's operating system. So that can be a Windows, a Linux, a Macintosh, or a Solaris machine or operating system, guys. So when we say guest operating system, it is an operating system that is running inside of your virtual machine. Now I just want to show you here my VirtualBox. It's already installed in my machine, my Windows 10 host machine. It's my main machine, and you would see here I already have a lot of guest machines here, operating system. I have Kali Linux, Windows 10, Metasploitable. I also have here another Windows 10 and Ubuntu. So these are my guest machines, and I even have here some fresh installation on when I installed this specific Windows machine and when I installed a snapshot from when I installed the browser Chrome inside of my Windows 10 machine here in VirtualBox. In your case, you might not be able to go and you will not be seeing this guest operating system in your VirtualBox, but I will be running you through on how to install them in future lessons, so don't worry about that. But for now, I just want you to go here in our website here and download VirtualBox, the version that is currently the most current version of VirtualBox, which is 6.1. You can download it by pressing or clicking on this button here, or go to the download section of this website, and you will see the different platform packages for different host machines. We have here for Windows, OS X, Linux, Solaris. So depending on the host machine that you would be installing your VirtualBox, you just choose them from these options. Another key thing that you need to remember when you're installing VirtualBox is to also download the extension pack, the VirtualBox extension pack. What this normally do is that it will be making your VirtualBox more compatible with your host machine, meaning the guest machines will be able to use USB 2.0, USB 3.0 devices, USB mouses or a USB mouse or a USB keyboard, and even wireless adapters. So it's important that you download the version similar to the version of the VirtualBox that you have installed in your machine. Okay, I actually already have a folder from where I downloaded most of my VirtualBox installer and extension pack, and you would see these icons here. It's already installed in my machine, guys, so I won't be able to go and install it anymore because it's already installed. So what I just want to do here is to just run you through the installation process. So what you have to do is that after you have downloaded the installer, it will be prompting you. If you double click on the icon for the VirtualBox, I have here 6.0.6 version. It will be opening up the setup wizard, and what you just need to do is to go and follow the instructions on how to install VirtualBox. So we have here the next button here, and it will be prompting you with a directory from where you would want to install VirtualBox. I would usually go and just keep it at the default directory, which is the drive C, but you can actually go and look for a different directory if you want. But for now, to make it simple, just go and save it or install it inside of our drive C. Okay, and you don't need to go and uncheck any of this. It will be you can actually just skip all of these options here, so we don't need to uncheck any of those. And then it will be prompting you with the warning that your network interfaces or you might be disconnected from your network temporarily while you're installing VirtualBox. Okay, so you just need to click on yes, and then the final page here will be telling you that if you want to begin installation. So I've already installed it, guys, so I won't be installing it anymore. So you just need to click on install, and it will be installing VirtualBox in your main machine or host machine. So I'm just going to cancel this, guys. So after it's done, it will be prompting you with the finish page here, window here. So just click on finish. And then afterwards, guys, the same procedure. You just need to double click on the VirtualBox extension pack. It's similar to this icon, so that it will be making your virtual machines compatible, the guest machines more compatible with your host machine. So just double click on that. It will prompt you with the window here, and it will tell you the version of the extension pack that you're installing in your VirtualBox. In my case, it's telling me that a newer version of the extension pack is already installed. Would you like to downgrade it? I don't want to do that, guys, because I've already updated this version. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cancel this, but in your case, you just need to go and continue with the instructions of how to install the extension pack. It will just be prompting you to click next, next, and next. Okay, so this will be complementing the functionality of VirtualBox. So in your case, you just need to go and confirm all of the necessary steps for installing it in the version that is compatible with your VirtualBox. So just do that, guys, and we are already done in installing VirtualBox. And then the next step will be to install the guest operating system. But before that, guys, I just want to give you some tip here. You might run into some issues when we go and install our guest operating system, especially if, for example, here you just go and check your task manager, and then go to the performance tab and try to check if the virtualization option in your computer system is enabled, because if it's not enabled, you might encounter some issues with regards to running your guest operating system. So you will need to change this setting inside of your BIOS settings when you start your computer. So if we encounter that issue once we install some of the guest operating systems here, don't worry, I'll be running you through on how to go and do how to enable your virtualization option here in your main computer. Okay, now that you're aware of that, guys, I just want to give you one last tip here. So if you're new into using a new software, or let's say you have a new device, one of my advice to my students will be to always go and look for the documentation. It's important that you read through the documentation so that you will be able to gather some more information about what that specific software is used for, how to use it. It's really important that you go and read more about how to use the software. So don't worry, in succeeding lessons, I'm going to be guiding you on how to use VirtualBox. But I would also suggest that you go and download the VirtualBox manual here, so at least you'll have an idea how to more efficiently use your VirtualBox. So I'll be running you through on how to use the settings or how to set up the settings of your VirtualBox, especially for penetration testing or other usage like installing operating systems and setting up how to set up those operating systems or guest operating systems in your VirtualBox. Okay. So for now, that will be all. I hope you learned a lot in this lesson. And you understood how to install VirtualBox in your host machine. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.